Yeah, exactly. You can start with that. I know you guys on SwissBorg offer some decent single-digit returns, sometimes higher returns to some of your premium people, and yeah, then they can migrate into something like UST. So let's talk about how someone can get into UST, because this is very interesting. I know all my Academy students are watching, because this is kind of next level DeFi. I know it's just a normal day at Alex's house, but this is, and you're going to walk us through how I guess you can get into UST and these really high returns.
Absolutely, and in the cheapest way.
Okay, we like that. We like that. And I've seen these apps on your laptop, so I know this is all real. So, all right, walk us through what's happening on this line.
All right, so first step, guys, if you're interested in getting 19 to 20% on Terra, which I find very, very interesting and a great opportunity, you need to download the Terra Station, which is the Terra wallet. And it's probably the best wallet in crypto across all L1s. It's very easy to understand, and it has all the information that you need in a beautiful UX, UI presented way. So once you have the Terra wallet, what we need here, Brian, is to send UST to the Terra chain, right? So in step 2, if you don't use MetaMask, I'll maybe start with an easier way. So there's some centralized exchanges. You can simply buy UST on Binance, you can buy it on KuCoin, and then when you withdraw, you simply choose the Terra network.
Right. And then you send it to your Terra wallet via the Terra network, right?
Exactly.
And it's more people, most people just default to the Ethereum network, so they just need to know you're going to need a different network for this coin. Newbies to this space, just everything's on the ERC20, and so you have to know you can buy it on that centralized exchange and then send it via Terra network right to your wallet. So that is one option.
That is one option, and that would erase 2, 3, and step 4.
Right. Now, that's all good. That being said, I'd say most people today have MetaMask wallets.
Yeah.
If you know me, you have a MetaMask wallet. Yeah. So my daughter, 17, has a MetaMask wallet. My mom, she's 78, has a MetaMask wallet. My wife has a MetaMask wallet. My doorman has a MetaMask wallet. My masseuse has a MetaMask wallet. So I get them all set up and I send them some stablecoin. And all my students have MetaMask wallets. So it's a great hot wallet to have. And I'd say a lot of people have it. It's really simple to use. Yeah, there's no KYC.
Exactly.
And so again, it's something I think a lot of people will be familiar with. And I think that's why you're going to show us on step 2 how you can
exactly.
access.
And I know you're all about DeFi as well with the academy and everything. So it's great to show the DeFi way as well, right? Without
which means, I mean, and again, all these people I'm talking about, literally, like my doorman downstairs, I was like, okay, I keep telling him crypto is the future, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, get your phone out, get MetaMask wallet, get your password sorted, and I literally kick his QR code and I send him, $100 a stablecoin, and it's like boom. So it's something that anybody can get right now. They can set up on MetaMask, and then they can now follow these processes. So I'm really glad you showed that plugin.
Absolutely. So as soon as they install MetaMask, you add the BSC network, so Binance Smart Chain, and then you can simply go connect to PancakeSwap, which is their main decentralized exchange.
Now let me just stop you. Why are we using Binance Smart Chain? Is it because of the fees, I'm guessing? Okay. Because if you start at MetaMask, the default network is Ethereum network, isn't it? Which is, again, the original smart contract network, the one that previously did the bulk of DeFi. DeFi Summer was probably all around that Ethereum chain. But Ethereum's a bit of a victim of its own success. Gas fees are high. Transaction speeds are a little slow. And so when you start moving around stablecoin and you need yields in percentage forms in the year, then you want to use a cheaper network.
Absolutely.
That's why you're doing this.
And especially because there are 2 fees here, right? There's actually buying UST, and then there's using the bridge to send it to Terra. Right. So definitely we don't want to use Ethereum here.
Right, because it'll add up, because the gas fees are high, and it'll take a big chunk out of your yields, and it'll make this conversation less interesting.
Less interesting.
Okay, good. So the good news is on MetaMask supports lots of different layer 1 chains. And Binance is one we're going to use here. It's good, it's liquid. And so I'll go ahead and let you finish. So you want to choose the Binance chain, and then you want to go to PancakeSwap, which is it's the Binance chain, a great way to swap on the Binance
Exactly.
chain.
Tons of liquidity. It has the most TVL. So you just go on PancakeSwap, and then you just buy UST there, right? You transact everything from Ethereum or whatever token you have, and you can swap it, or BNB. I think BNB is the easiest because it's the same chain. If you have some BNB or USDT, whatever you want to use, you go through Binance Smart Chain, you swap it for UST, because then the next step after using the DEX is simply to bridge. So the reason why we need a bridge is because Terra is not an Ethereum compatible. It's not an EVM chain.
Right.
So
EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, which means that layer one is almost simulating the Ethereum environment. So you can have all those protocols, but Terra doesn't have that. So you need a bridge.
you need a bridge.
Right.
Exactly. Right. So what happens here, Brian, and as you know, we're going to send UST from the Binance Smart Chain. We're going to bridge it to Terra. And then that lands into your Terra Station wallet. And then the last step here is you go on to the Anchor protocol. And the last image you can see in number 5, step 5, it's a really easy UI and UX, right? You simply go on the Earn tab, and then you deposit your funds, and basta, it's done. It's really simple.
Is Anchor like Aave for Terra?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's basically a yield platform that's specializing in this layer one.
Exactly, and they're very deeply tied in with the Terra protocol founder. They know each other.
Okay,
it's not just a random anonymous guy.
But you get to choose where to get your yield. It's not like just offered to you on the Terra wallets, so you can go and actually say, okay, I'm going to go get my yield here.
Exactly, yeah. The Anchor protocol is the default. They've been doing so well.
Okay. Now, I would say to anybody who finds this looks confusing, it's actually not too confusing.
No.
Although it's not confusing for you. A lot of people are like, whoa, but I mean, any of my DeFi graduates will have a MetaMask wallet that will have swapped coins via Aave for yield. They would have also not only paid the gas, they would have complained to me about the gas fees. So it's the single biggest complaint I get in DeFi Academy is gas fees over and over again. And you know what I tell them, Alex? I say help is on the way with layer one solutions. You got the smartest people in the world creating the best new protocols and new wallets and new swapping mechanisms and new bridges to where in the future we won't be complaining about gas. But I think you're going to have to get off Ethereum to solve that problem. And that's what we're doing here. So this is great. Again, you can add that Binance network on MetaMask, really simple. You can add also AVAX and all sorts of other chains. Again, you can go to PancakeSwap and take any assets you have on your MetaMask wallet and swap them into UST. Then you get the UST and the Terra bridge over there. And then once it's there, you can go earn your yield. And this is worth doing for anybody listening right now. Because also just by doing this process, you just got an education in DeFi, layer one.
Absolutely.
This is like your grad degree.
Absolutely.
DeFi, right?
Yes.
And then you're looking at this big fat yield. I mean, 19.5%.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm getting on my computer after this. You know, there's something that wakes you up in the morning. That's a serious yield. You know, I mean, that compounding, that doubles your money in probably like 4 years. And this is a US dollar locked stablecoin. It's the single safest currency in the world. And people talk a lot of rubbish about the US dollar. And yes, they printed way too much money. And yes, they shouldn't be quantitative easing. But it's still the safest currency in the world. And it's backed by the full faith and credit of the United States of America. And the tanks will roll in. And we see now in times of crises, what happens to other currencies, like the ruble. Which again was the second largest power in the world a couple decades ago. Now its currency falls 30% in one day, 40% in one day, if you can even get it out.
Absolutely. And just to give a bit of perspective, right, with these yields, Brian, if you put $200,000, I know that's a lot of money, but I just want to give a bit of perspective. Someone who puts $200,000, they're going to earn $4,000 roughly every single month doing zilch. Absolutely nothing. So if you put $100,000, you're earning $2,000 a month doing absolutely nothing. So yes, there's risk in everything. Everything can go to zero. But again, if you don't take risk, you're not going to make money either. So there's that balance as well. But that gives a bit of perspective of how much DeFi can do for passing on the wealth to the middle class, the normal people.